but it was like $190. I'm like, I'm not spending $190 on an Ewok robe. But then now I'm like, you know what? Regret it. I should have got it. Oh yes, the dysfunctional dystopia convergence conversations. That's coming. No worries. I'm actually getting all my ish together when it comes to all the web stuff, you guys. Like pulling in my Oracle self, my Batgirl self, and all the techie girls that reside in me, just getting myself organized to get that up there so you can join. So Voice of One, actually your superhero astrology sheet is ready. I'm going to be sending that over to you probably in the wee hours of the evening, and so if you have any questions about it, we can talk via email. So, and if you want to get your own superhero astro sheet, I'm going to have more information of that coming up soon. So I look at things as like, oh, and I've figured out stuff for my own RPG game that we can play live here on TikTok. So my first book was the Dragon Warriors Battle on Mount Olympus, and so the campaign will be like all of us scaling Mount Olympus, because Mount Olympus has been overtaken by Queen Matiko, who wants to overtake all the stories and myths that echo from the Greek-Roman traditions, right? So the goddesses reach out for help because Matiko is based on a Native American concept of a mind virus or selfishness. This concept of, it can creep into communities and it kind of turns life against itself. Must do Damnation Alley. Oh yes. Okay, so let's just get into the read. And the reason, just to remind everybody, the reason why I'm Samus Aran from Metroid. We need the laugh through the apocalypse, right? And you guys know it's Promethea does a great job of describing, this whole concept of like the end of a world, right? Or like when you have to end a book, you're like, okay, I'm done the book. It doesn't mean like the end of everything, right? It just means you're closing one book. You're like, I'm going to open up the next book or like the next chapter. It's just things need to end for beginnings to happen, right? But so endings suck. I'm a Taurus. I understand. It's hard. I hate goodbyes. I always get this feeling, like when sometimes you can foresee the future and you're having a really good time, or like really great parties, or like really great gatherings with friends, and I'll just have this moment where it's so fun. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to end, and this is just going to live in my memories for a while, and it makes me sad for a little bit, but like you do have to be in the moment, right? And there's a beauty of just like having that one moment in time that has never happened before at this exact moment, and yet it's always happened and always will be, right? I'm not here to explain it. We're just here to read science fiction. All right, here we go. So a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, the Death Star has been destroyed. The rebel fleet is on the run. Han Solo has been captured by Jabba the Hutt. Okay, so that's where we are in time right now. So this is each of the stories in this comic book deal with the different heroes of the rebellion from each of their perspectives. So tonight I'm actually going to read you two. One's going to be Princess Leia, and the next one is going to be Yoda, because I read this in the bath, and the Yoda one is actually like, I love it. It's so good. It's about Yoda prior to when Luke arrives on Dagobah, and it's like, it's cool. I like it. Okay, so we're on the run. Han Solo has been captured by Jabba the Hutt, but Princess Leia Organa is on her way. Deet deet. Good. Shing. Perfect. Chewie, this thing's dead. Where are the ammo cartridges? So we've got Leia on the ship, and she's with Chewie. I guess this is like, Han has been captured, right? He's in the carbonite, I assume. Hey, Austin. Hello. Welcome. We are doing Yes, Austin. I am Samus. I am Zero Suit Samus. Definitely. I actually also have... Where did it go? My paralyzer. This actually is a gift. Was a gift. It was 3D printed by a friend of mine who lives out in like the boonies of Minnesota. I call her my like every team, you gotta have a saucy redhead on my team. well, Fluffy's my saucy redhead, and she builds things out in her like little wood hut. So I'll hopefully have her on the live at some point. There are plenty of redheads to cosplay as, right? So we'll find her one that she resonates with. Maybe she could be my Poison Ivy. Well, I'm doing Poison Ivy. Okay, we'll see. Me too. I love that. You're half redhead. I have a soft spot in my heart for redheads. You know what? Everyone's special. What should I say? I love variety is the spice of life, right? And I think it's just a matter of like there's beauty in all forms, and it's just beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right? So yeah, yes. Okay, there's something too I've noticed. There's a lot of redhead comic book heroes. I don't know what that means, but just like think about it. There's a lot. Like Jean Grey, Scarlet Witch, Poison Ivy, Batgirl, Lana Lang actually in the last Superwoman, a comic I read, was a redhead. So interesting, right? Okay, so now we're back on the Outer Ring on Arcanus. I hope I pronounced that properly. And they're about to catch Lando Calrissian. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Lando, it's Leia. It's not my fault. Shut up. We're coming to rescue you. I need you to head west, down through the trees to the trailhead. I am on my way. Whoa. What is this? Rough? And then he's saying, what is this? Do you guys know what this is? So Lando's running through here, right? And then he stumbles upon this guy, and then he like is talking in this kind of language. And I'm just like, don't know how to read that. So random language. All right, you don't make it. All right, you don't have to gloat, you little worm. Everyone knows how good you are at catching people at surprise, or catching people by surprise. But how much is the bounty for, anyways? Maybe, so he's trying to distract him while he's like pulling out like secret little weapon just to protect himself. The Bush speaking in Ubis, his native language. Wow, voice of one. You get extra points for that. Okay, so he's saying, maybe you and me can work out some other... Gah! I love Lando and Solo. Oh yeah, Solo A Star Wars Story was actually okay too. Yeah, and like the... You know, like the banter and Rogue, the Rogue character in stories. The lovable Rogue. Okay, so there's a kick. Wait, who's kicking who here? Okay, so this guy sees the fact that Lando's trying to pull something out. And so there's a kick. Fuck. Gra. Uff. More talking in the language. Yeah, Boosh. Oh, you're right. Oh my gosh. Voice of one, you're totally right. His name... How do you know his name is Boo? Oh, because this has already happened in the story of Star Wars, right? Because we're in the time space between the Death Star being destroyed and them on the run. And Bryson, yes, it was, yes, dance party earlier. It was like the pre-show to the comic book read. Eventually my show will be like a musical component, and then I can have you guys on as guests too as well, hopefully. Okay, so let's see here. It's so good to see you again. I didn't know you were such an accomplished hand-to-hand fighter. Leia wears his disguise to free hand in Return of the Jedi spoiler. Oh yes, I remember this. Yeah. Yeah, my hubby's a DJ. Yes. He's actually, we both met at the gym. We're both personal trainers. That's kind of like our, I guess, like main claim to fame, like training people, personal training people. But you know what? You know how important music is when it comes to training? Like, I don't know about you guys, but I can't work out in the gym without, like, music. Unless I'm with somebody and, you know, you can motivate with each other. But, like, music is a wonderful motivator. And also, like, the BPM in music is a great way to create playlists that can go along with, like, how you train, right? So, you know, in keeping time, for me when I used to do cardio, like when I used to compete in like fitness competitions and stuff, and you had to do like hours upon hours of cardio, a good playlist will help you get through anything. And I think that a good playlist can get you through a lot more things than just working out even. Okay, so here we've got, it's so good to see you again. Didn't know you were such an accomplished hand-to-hand fighter. And oh yes, you're right. Oh, Voice of One, you're Star Wars, like, oh my gosh. I thought that like comic books generally, but like Star Wars is like your forte. So think of it as like Samus learning about Star Wars. It's like in space, because Samus is a space bounty hunter, right? And in Metroid, she fights I'm not going to get the story of Samus right now. Maybe we'll at the end of this because it's worth taking a look at. I love her story as well. But this concept of like space women, and Leia's cool because, you know, she's a princess, but at the same time, she's, you know, not your average princess, right? She takes care of herself. She's not a victim. So a wonderful role model for girls, I think, and not Mary suing it, right? You earn that, right? Okay, you learn a lot of things as a princess of Alderaan. Leia, where'd you? Bouche attacked me and Chewie on Ord Mantell. I realized we were about the same size, so now I got the disguise I need to infiltrate Jabba's palace. Well, well, well. Oh my gosh, I love that. And, oh yes, we see how she got this outfit then. Her disguise. You're so smart, Leia. Good for you. Come on. We're supposed to be on Tatooine saving Han, not messing around here with you. Hey, it's not my fault. This whole thing is your fault. If you hadn't betrayed us on Cloud City, this again? Come on, Leia. I had to protect my people. Besides, Han was supposed to get away. I had a beautiful double cross all planned out. I just didn't see that whole carbonite thing coming. Indeed. The old double cross, huh? And you wonder why people don't trust you. Hey, maybe that's not how you princesses do things, but us scoundrels have to make it work however we can. Scrow! Uh-oh. And look where we go. Oh my gosh, I love this. This is like a throwback to the originals, and in like a new kind of way, but like we can be almost like omniscient about it because we know what's gonna happen, right? Thanks, Earth Lester, and welcome, new joiners. I am Samus Aran, and I'm reading you guys Star Wars Heroes. It's like an anthology comic book where it's standalone stories of each of the heroes, and I am Samus, and the creator of Samus has said that an inspiration behind Samus is Princess Leia, and so we're reading Princess Leia's section. And so we see here that we know now how Leia got that disguise in order to save Han, right? From the carbonite. I actually have a little carbonite Han tool I can show you guys. I'll show you guys tomorrow. Oh, look. The art in here is actually not bad. And then oh no, Chewie! What happened? Look. You can see that. Oh no, what the heck? Aru! Okay, that doesn't sound good. Chewie, what's going on? We were supposed to be watching our backs from the bluff. Or he was supposed to be watching our backs from the bluff, but I guess these guys have attacked him. It's not my... Don't say it. If I had oh great, I appreciate that. I could use all the extra energy, so you know, throw that to me in the dreamscape. We'll make some use of it. And then, shut up, Wookie. Arr. Good. Drinks are on me. All right, that's a bounty hunter's cantina. And that scally horror is Bosk. He's the worst of the worst. I heard he trained Boba Fett himself. You should call your rebel friends, launch a full assault. Too many Imperial patrols in the sector. The rebellion would compromise their own location. Leia. And something that loud would get to Jabba and ruin our plan to rescue Han. This is up to us. Ooh, hey, Dark Gentleman. Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks so much. Appreciate that. We are doing a read of Princess Leia's section of Heroes as Samus Aran, who is the first lady of video games. That's what I'll call her as. And, you know, mech suits. I love mech suits. And, like, maybe when I get a garage, I'll figure out how to make a really cool one, right? Like my own Iron Man suit, Iron Woman suit. I'll call it something else. Something that hasn't been done before, right? Proprietary. Okay, so let's see here. And that's something, and something that loud would get to Jabba and ruin our plan to rescue Han. So Leia obviously loves Han Solo, and so she's willing to do whatever it takes to rescue him. And she's aware of all of the details, right? Having strategic, like, awareness of going in there, right? Which makes her a great leader too, right? I think Miss Pac-Man is the first lady. Voice of Web, let's not get technical. Is Lady Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man a lady? Or is she, or maybe I'm offending her right now. Let's leave it there. I'll leave that out there. I'll leave it in the chat. What do you think? Who is the first lady of video games? Is it Miss Pac-Man? Is it Samus? Or is it Chun-Li? Da na 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 na. First human lady. Yes, if we're going to be specific. Good point. But touche, Voice of White. That was awesome. Okay. Her. And so Leia, in her disguise, she's walking in Jabba's place, and they're just looking at him. But it seems like they can tell that something's up, right? Miss Pac-Man will be the first female character. Yeah. Did she have her own game? I guess she did, right? I'm not going to get into that right now. Okay, so look at that. Old Bush ain't as jumpy as he used to be. Phew. So they were trying to, like, rag on him, and, like, I guess, like, Leia's trying to act cool, but then they managed to get along, and she's fine. So she's like, whew, dodged a bullet. And then, nice score, boss. Roar. But I thought you were hunting Calarisan? However you say that. We'll get him later. In the meantime, Jabba's offering plenty for the Wookiee. Yes. Technically, Pauline from Donkey Kong 1981. That's her name. Her name is Pauline. I used to play Donkey Kong Country on... What console was that? I didn't own it. It was a lot of my friends back in the day had it. Donkey Kong Country. You know, you're like in that little like cart and you like go all the way around and stuff. And yes, I was dancing earlier. Yes. Dance is how I alchemize emotion. What gender was the Pong ball though from Atari? So, well, yeah, I guess, like, the Atari is, like, the originator of all that, right? The princess from Mario. Oh, yeah, Princess Peach, also known as Princess Toadstool originally, right? I don't know when that changed. When did Princess Toadstool become Princess Peach? Because I remember, like, that first Nintendo game. And Duck Hunt, that was fun. I loved Duck Hunt. Okay, see here. Phew. So she's in her disguise. She's in there to try to save Han. But I think in the meantime, they're going to try to save Chewie first, right? So, nice score, boss. Roar. But I thought you were supposed to be hunting Clarissa. We'll get him later. In the meantime, Jabba's offering plenty for the Wookiee. Huh. I'll free you. Wait. I'll see you on Tatooine then. That little rat's got something going on. You find out what. So they can tell us something's up with, you know, Leia in disguise. But at least they don't know that it's her in disguise. At least there's that. But they know something's up. And then, Boosh, come on. I can pay you more for me than... I can pay you more for me than Jabba can. Let's work something out here. All you gotta do is get me to Canto... What is this? Canto 8? Bite? To any casino, really. I don't know. I think that's Bite. Seriously, I'll do you right. You can turn your life around, man. Gah, brazam. So I guess... Who's he talking to? Why are you trying to make deals with, like, your captor, man? Like, he's not going to be able to do anything for you. I miss 1983 even though I was 1 year old. I agree. I miss the 80s even though I was, like, 3, 5, you know. I was in 85, though, so it's... you were also imprinted with all of, like, the vibrations of the time, right? So even though if you weren't, like, conscious, like, you, like... all the music that was playing in the car, all the stuff that was on TV, all that stuff that was going on, even though on a conscious level you maybe weren't aware, but you were like soaking it all in, right? So there's a level of like all of those energies being imprinted on you, you know? Okay. So Lando's trying to make a deal with Boosh, who's captured, and he's like saying, I'm going to do you right. Oh, wait, no, they've been captured, I assume. And then haha, shouldn't have been so kooky, Boosh. You used to be smarter. Hey, Blash, gah, irk. Good job, Leia. And then, that's actually Boosh. And then, you don't have to get that into it. Uh-oh. Oh, that is her. Yeah. Kicking. She's pretending to be... Yes. Iron Man cosplay. Yeah. I love you have Ginger family in there too. It's fun. I was just saying how every team needs a saucy redhead on the team, and as I said, like my saucy redhead actually made me this. So my paralyzer gun is like a Samus, like 3D printed. I need to get myself my own little workshop. I don't have... Downtown Toronto's not a great place to have like a little workshop. There's no space. You don't want to pay an arm and a leg for anything. Okay. So now, remember those guys from before who are like, that Boosh guy feels like there's something going on. So that reptile dude is like, hey, no one steals that bounty, Boosh. Because you know what I noticed about villains? That bad guys always like turn on each other at some point in time. They always, Bosk, yes. Boosh and Bosk. Are they, oh my gosh. Please don't kill me for all the pronunciations that go wrong in the Star Wars story. I'm not space. I'm working on it. I'm Samus. So think of this as like, I'm Samus, I'm in my little spaceship, and I stumbled upon this story about Star Wars, and I'm learning about, you know, the inspiration. Okay, good. I'm glad. I'll just keep going. I'll keep sounding my way through it phonetically. Okay, so nobody steals my bounty, Boosh. This is too much. Cut me loose and give me a blaster. So Lando's, of course, pretending to be captured, right? Because Leia is pretending to be Boosh and like, oh, these are my captors, right? Like, you know what? That's something. I'm just like, you know, in your own like strategy of whenever you're dealing with things, like, okay, pretend to be captured and then at the right moment, make your move. Okay, this is too much. Cut me loose and give me a blaster. Shut up before you blow my cover. Leia, watch out. I've got this. Scrock. Haha, you could never shoot, Boosh. Crack. Ah, because, like, she wasn't aiming at you, buddy. She was aiming at the rocks that are gonna fall on you. That's what I love about this kind of stuff. If I were to frame this in a show, that's how I would kind of like, it'd be a way of kind of showing it, to make it very dramatic. And then rumble, craw, craw, clack, clack. And then, that's a first gen X45, isn't it? You should try an X47. Oh yeah, baby. Less likely to jam after getting hit by a few rocks. You're losing your touch. The Boosh I knew would have killed those fools, not solo gunned them. And he sure wouldn't be talking to me right now. I don't need a gang feud on my hands. Just trying to do some honest business here. Tell you what, I'll swap your boys here for the Wookiee. I bet you got in your ship's holding cell. So she's trying to make a deal here so that she can get Chewie back. And we all walk away. To hell with that. So, like, basically, you know, she's trying to make a deal, but she's obviously being a little bit too compassionate about the whole thing, and that throws them off. They're like, well, Boosh would never do something like that. He would have just shot everyone, shot me, and we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. But she still tries, right? She's like, we can still make a deal. I'll take your Wookiee that I know you have in a holding cell for these captors. But they're like, no deal, right? Gah. And then in her helmet, Leia's like, oh crap, this is not going the way I thought. All right, come on, princess. And Lando's on the side, finally free of his bonds, saying, I knew this was going to turn into a big struck. Hey, don't. And then, no. I wish I had sound effects to kind of like have the whole thing show more interactively than me acting it out. So Leia as Boosh. Oh no, I think it's when I think accidentally kicks Lando. Lando falls, says, no, and then, now look what you made me do. Click, click, huh. And then, morons. And the Wookiee's in bond, so they made a trade. All right, they're gone. Look at that hole. Roar. Tell me about it. Just a little to the left and, almost too convincing, princess. If that's what it really took to save Han, I'd have been a lot more convincing than that. Grow, roar. I'm not so sure that she's kidding, Chewie. But I kind of like it. Yeah, better watch out for this one. Oh, hey, God, bitch. Hey, hey. Oh, welcome, welcome. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Thank you so much, guys. Hello, hello, welcome. So, we are, we're reading Star Wars Age of Rebellion. Technically, it's a Marvel comic book read, interestingly enough. Samus is Nintendo, will always be Nintendo, and my sister's a video game developer.